Hello everybody, Raven Knight here, and welcome to another episode of How to Build. This is a series where I teach you guys how to build my created characters in For Honor, or lore characters, or campaign characters, or what have you, and today we have a very, very special episode because I'm going to be teaching you how to build a character that I got to work on a while ago, but I didn't want to make a how-to video yet because there was a very important piece of the armor that I was missing, and now that I finally have it, I can release this video. So, for context, some of you may be familiar with my Legend video that I did for Havok called The Legend of Aurelius, which was Havok's crimson-colored Warden. But I made a very unique story around Aurelius where I said that he wasn't always a Warden. He started off a part of the Roman Empire as a Centurion and became a Warden when he escaped to Heathmoor. Now, I don't want to do a how to build on any of Havok's characters because they're his characters. If he gives me permission to do them, absolutely I'll do them, but I don't want to steal his thunder. That's his stuff. I will leave that to him. But this character right here, I kind of designed the Roman that I wanted to be Aurelius before he became a Warden, so I wanted to play with this a little bit and come up with an idea for how this looks, and I wanted to do this as a favor for Havok because Havok recently did a video where he played as me, as the Raven Lord, my Warden build for the Raven Lord that Geist helped build, so I felt like I needed to do one back for him. I wanted to pay him back for that. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to build Aurelius, the Roman Centurion who would become Havok's Warden. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. So for starters, you need the Horkos Ionios helm. Horkos Ionios helm. Now, some of you may remember that I used a different helm. I used the Florentine helm, and I did. I like this helm. It works just fine. It works good, but this was one that I really did want. I thought that it looked really good with the gold and lining going against the rest of the armor, so this is what I really wanted. But if you prefer the original Florentine helm, then definitely go with it. But Horkos Ionios helm, okay? Next, for the chest, you want the Achaia chest. You want this Achaia chest. It is not the most fancy looking chest, but I'm not looking for the most fancy. I'm looking for something that is austere and strong and still has that gold lining that we're looking for, okay? So you want the Achaia chest. For the arms, you want the Hippocrene arms. The Hippocrene arms. Now, you'll notice that the Hippocrene arms are not as good as something like the Orcos or Creta, but the reason I wanted it this way was because I wanted something that looked a little bit more true to what a Centurion might wear, because I want him to look a little rustic. Because the way I look at Centurions in For Honor, the original Centurions from Rome probably wore the more standard, more basic, more simplistic armor of the Roman Legion, but as they spent more time with the Knights and learned more of their technology and advancement, they probably got better armor and sleeves like this. But for the time, while he was still a Roman warrior, this was probably what he wore. So the Hippocrene arms is what you're going to want to get. For the weapon, pay attention on this one. You want the Aquila Helva blade. The Aquila Helva blade, okay? Now, you want the Vindictive hilt, and you want the Gilded guard. When you get all this together, look at how nice this sword looks. I have found that even though some swords are meant to go together and like in pieces, like the right blade meets the right guard, that meets the right hilt, that's fine, but sometimes if you find that one look that really meets, but they're not all from the same set, it can look very nice, and this looks like a very, very nice gladius sword. I think this looks absolutely fantastic. Just look at the way that fits so nice in his hand. That is a long but beautiful sword. It fits very, very well. All right, so we got that out of the way. Let's move on to the rest. For traits, default skin, I use the default color. I'm not going anywhere crazy. You could probably go with maybe the number 1, but I just go with default. It's fine. For the left arm, you want the twin lightning paint pattern. The twin lightning paint pattern, which you get at Reputation 26. The twin lightning paint pattern. And you want the war eagle symbol, which you get at level 3. Now, if you don't want the symbol, a good alternative is to go with the Paisley 2. Or to go with the two-headed eagle. Either one will work. Either one of those will work. But I use the war eagle, okay? For the ornament, this was the piece I've been fighting to get for months. The winged victory is what you want. You want that winged victory because that's who this guy is. He is victory on wings, all right? This is what you want for our boy Aurelius. Now, this was the ornament that I've been fighting to get, but you can only get it by winning ranked matches. So I had to play a bunch of ranked matches, and now you can see next to my little emblem up there, I finally did it. I finally played a bunch of ranked matches and got this. But if you don't have it, do not panic. The Proud Griffin is a fine alternative. Proud Griffin is an okay alternative, or the Lion's Mane, those will work too. But you really want the winged victory. Okay? All right. For material, pretty clear, you want cinnabar. You want that dark crimson red cinnabar because that's the color that goes with Aurelius's Warden. Left shoulder, no paint pattern, no symbol, no embossing. Leave that bare. Right shoulder, no paint pattern, no symbol, no embossing. Leave that bare. Chest. Paint pattern, no. Symbol, no. Embossing, I go with Paisley 1. Now, you don't even need to do Paisley 1. You could just leave that bare. That's fine. You could leave that totally bare and it's fine. But if you're going to put something there, make it Paisley 1 because it adds a nice texture to the abdominal region of the chest, which I think looks very, very nice. Sometimes I like that little extra texture. For standard, you want the Vines chevron, which you get on outfit at Reputation 30. So you're going to get an outfit at Reputation 30 on Centurion, and you will get the Vines chevron, which is the paint pattern you want. And then you want the winged compass symbol, which you get at Reputation 26. So you do need to up your Centurion a bit to get this, but I use these because these were what you find on Havok's Warden build. So I made sure to make it as close to Havok's Warden build as I could, okay? And now for the colors. You ready? Ba-ba-da-bum. Tanner. You want Tanner, which you get at Reputation 18, Level 2. Pretty easy. Reputation 18, Level 2 is where you want to be to get Tanner, and it's just such a nice look. It melds so well with the crimson. It looks very nice, and it matches what Havok had on his Warden, so I think it looks stellar. All right, so we now have his look. If you've gotten all that together, you now have the proper look for your Centurion to look like Aurelius, but we're not done, guys. Now we've got to look at the feats, executions, emotes, all that. Now, for our feats, this is going to get a little bit interesting. I had to play around a little bit here because I was designing the story. I would go with either Bounty Hunter or Body Count. Either one works. I chose Bounty Hunter for now because in his story, Aurelius is searching. He's searching for meaning, his place in the world, because he's lost the Roman Empire, but now he's trying to look for something new. So I thought Bounty Hunter would work because it embodies a man with no clear direction, so he's just going after the next guy and the next guy and the next guy. Body Count would work too because this guy's a commander and taking down the chaff, you know, cutting down the little guys, he's good at that. Next, Haymaker. Just because it's probably Centurion's best feat, honestly. I mean, I guess you could go Inspire or a Centurion's Might. Yeah, those are all fine. Haymaker, though. That's where you want to go. Pugio's the next one. You could go with Second Wind. You could go with Second Wind because technically his whole thing is that he came back from defeat. But Pugio's a really good one. And finally, Phalanx. Just because why would you go anything else? Phalanx. He's a leader. He's a commander. He's going to order his men to go into the Phalanx formation, and he's all good to go. So feats are pretty easy. Executions, though, let's walk through these. You want Carpe Mortem. The Ides of March. Gladius in Jugulum. And Roman Uppercut. I chose these because, in my opinion, you know, we got a dude who's an absolute hardcore guy. He is a hardcore warrior of Rome, so he's going to have the most hardcore executions. Let's be real. All right, for emotes, this is tricky. I went with the intellectual because for this part, I wasn't thinking so much about Aurelius as I was about Havok. And the intellectual just fits Havok. Havok's a smart guy. He's a cool guy. He's the kind of guy who would just go, let me think about how much you're terrible. Let me just think about how awful you are at this game. And I'm going to think about how bad I'm going to beat you up. Because keep in mind, what does Havok hate most when he's fighting people? Smooth brain individuals. That's why he hates Hitakiri and Ocelot. Because it does not require wrinkles on your forehead or wrinkles on your brain to play those characters. For him, he is the thinker. And then improper tactics. This is him whenever he looks at a Hitakiri. Just, dear God in heaven, am I going to have to do this? Am I going to actually have to fight a Hitakiri? This is Havok's reaction. God damn it. That's him. That's him right there, pretty much. All right, for combat, respect. Hey, Havok's a cool guy. He's going to show you respect. He's going to show you respect. Yeah. But this one, swordplay? Whenever I see him do that, my first thought is, interesting. And that's interesting. And that is what Havok says, you know? He'll just go, interesting. But let me show you what I can do. So this is all about Havok right now. This is all about Havok right here. Now, for signatures, I went with Gladius Flip because, again, interesting. Like, he just flips it, takes a look at it. Interesting. I love the way he puts his hands on his hips because that's the way, like, just interesting. All right. I just think that's Havok. That's just Havok. That's my boy Havok to a T. Just, okay. Interesting. That's how it goes. And if you've never watched one of Havok's streams, it is... He does that. It's awesome. Yeah, he totally has a sword, guys. You didn't know this? Havok totally has a sword, and he just flips it around, and then he catches it like it's easy. Yeah, totally. That totally happens. I wouldn't lie to you. Come on. And then for effects, I don't really use effects all that much on characters that I build, and I didn't use any effects on him when I was building this. But if you want to use one, the best one that I would give, I would go to... Where is it? I would probably use Hellfire, just because that looks really hardcore. That would be the one I use. Either that or Galaxy. Because Havok is the greatest in the universe, therefore he must stand out from the rest of the galaxy. I mean, let's be real. I'm just kidding around, guys. I'm just kidding around. But anyway, that about sums up Aurelius, guys. That's everything I had to say. So here's the thing. I did want to do this as a favor for Havok. I did want to do this as a gift to him because, you know, he's just a really awesome friend, a really great guy, and he did that really nice video for me where he played as the Raven Knight, the Warden build that I had, and I just thought that was so cool. And I've been wanting to finish making Aurelius for a long time, so I finally decided, you know what, I'm just going to power through, get that ornament, and release this video. Finally got it. So, Havok, thank you so much for all you do for me, man. You're an awesome friend. I hope that you like this build. Hope you build it for yourself sometime, because it's just it's a really nice look. It's a really nice look. At least I think so. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Would love to hear your thoughts. And as always, folks, I will see you in my next video. Take care.